And if you run with me over to the book of Ruth, chapter 1, we're going to look at Ruth and Naomi. And I want to set a presence of this verse, because oftentimes we might gloss over it without missing certain key contexts. We gloss over certain things that, Naomi had a good setup. Her husband left and brought her to Moab with her sons. Imagine you pack up everything that was comfortable. You left the land that you're comfortable with the people you're comfortable with. So you now left and you get to Moab because there's a famine. There's no food where you came from. And it says that while she's in Moab, first thing that went, her husband died. Your breadwinner, the patriarch of the family died. Your stability dies. And what no one tells you about death, that no one prepares for it. And no one sees it coming. The person might be sick, but you never see it coming because you hope that it doesn't happen. It says that Naomi's husband died after they got there. And then her son took unto them wives, Mahlon and Chilion took unto them wives. And after a couple of years passed, her sons died. And she's in a foreign land without, think about it. At this point, Naomi has no sisters in that land with her. She has no cousins in Moab. She has no uncles in Moab. She's in a foreign land without any supports. See, we gloss over the fact that, she is in Moab, but she is not there with anything that's familiar to her. And the comfort and the familiarity you got to Moab with dies. And she must have questioned God. God, you must not have liked me. But before we even jump ahead of herself, we see now that she said to her daughter-in-laws, listen, you got to go back home. I have nothing to offer you at this point. Go home. Go back to, you could go back home where you're familiar, she said, go back to your mom's house because maybe they'll do great with you and give you some grace and take care of you. Because she understood. She sent them back home because she understood that if they were supposed to go to another land, they would be in the same predicament that she was. So she understood their pain before they got to it. She said, go home. And Orpah, I understand. Orpah kissed her mother-in-law and said, all right, I'm going back home to my mom. But Ruth now, we have to get to Ruth and look at Ruth. See, you have to understand, if you read the Bible, you have to read it with the context and the understanding of the culture. It says that Ruth now said, ill treat me not to leave thee, for your people be my people and thy God your God. We love quoting that verse, but if you understand the culture, is that women in those culture weren't a citizen. So it wasn't like they were going back home to the family farm and they had anything they could do. She was going back home to nothing. Because you have to understand, in those day and age, women could not own property. So when she left, in Jamaican term, can I talk a little Jamaican? She was going to go with Naomi to find somewhere and catch with Naomi. It wasn't like they had no house there. They were both going to go catch. They both was going to go somebody's house and be like, hey, let me sleep in the back. It wasn't like there was anything prepared for them. So now you have to understand. See, we like using that, it'll treat me not to leave me. But you understand. It's not like I'm going back to my dad's house or my uncle's house and I have some. She's going to go catch with her mother-in-law. And you have to understand, even greater than that, every time you read the Bible, it says Ruth the Moabite. And the people of Judah did not like the Moabites. It wasn't like she was going to people that like her. She was going to go to a country where they don't even like you. And then she was like, no, it'll treat me not to leave you. I'm like, whoa. I'm going to go with you, but yet still. I'm going, one, to a country where I don't know anybody. Two, I'm going to a country where they don't like me. But yet still, I don't know.